This is Afternoons with Helen Farmer
on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Helen with you. It is 2:38. I've got a fab competition for all of you music lovers out there because two cellists are coming to Dubai. They're going to be at the Coca-Cola Arena on the 19th of November, and I've got a pair of tickets if you can identify this mystery song. Have a listen. What are they covering? Name the song and you could be winning this pair of tickets. The song's name and your name, please send that into 4001. You've got the ARN Play app and the WhatsApp too if you prefer. If you want to buy tickets, you can get them at Coca-Cola website and as well as platinumlist.net. Good luck. If you have always dreamt of starting your own business but haven't known how, you haven't had the resources, the expertise, our next guests in the studio are here to hold a virtual hand for you. They've got a 3-day event next week, something of a boot camp. And joining us live in the studio is Armin, the founder of It's Her Way, and Dana from Mumpreneurs, taking place Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday next week, 2 days online. So you can log in to the talks, the speakers of your interest, and then culminating in an event and a bit of a celebration at the end of those 3 days. Armin, thank you so much for being with us today. For anyone who's not familiar with It's Her Way, can you explain a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So It's Her Way is a 5-year-old company. We started off right in the May of 2017. 5.5 years in, we have 2,200 female entrepreneurs.
Wow.
And we have over 100,000 products and services showcased. So our platform is basically supporting every female entrepreneur who's aspiring to start her business in the UAE. You know, Helen, back in 2017, it was way more difficult to start a business and extremely expensive as well, right?
And a lot more expensive.
Exactly.
But there are still some common pain points that a lot of people struggle with. And
Yes.
Donna, this is a lot of what you're going to be addressing over those 3 days. Can you give us a little outline of some of the topics or even the speakers that are going to be there across the platform?
The Business 360 bootcamp is looking at a business plan, because many entrepreneurs, many female entrepreneurs, when they start their business, they start with, I'm going to have a business, I have the idea. Everyone says, yeah, that's great, do it. And then they do the license, and they spend lots of money on the license. And then they say, they do social media, because everyone does it. And then they have a website, and then they say, I'm going to sell. And what they realize in time, soon enough, that they don't know how to get clients.
So it becomes this huge rush of excitement and activity, but the missing piece there presumably is, well, one, research. Is that a valid business idea? Is there a need just because you like a product? Yeah. But also, is there actually the skills, the expertise in terms of connecting with that customer and converting your passion and maybe even social media followers into sales? So you've got a number of speakers over the course of those 2 days, and we're going to be talking about, I guess, where a lot of people do get it wrong. I mean, what else has come to mind in your years of working with and guiding female entrepreneurs where they've come to you perhaps in crisis?
One of the things that I have seen time and again, and I feel really, really sorry about it as well, is that they have the product, they have the price. Some of them have the pricing right, but they don't know how to marry the other elements, you know, the packaging, the proposition, even where they're going to store it, and many other things. That's one part of the thing. That's one part of selling it. But more importantly, they don't have a roadmap. They have a fund, they have a kitty, but they don't know how long that's going to last. And that is the biggest challenge, because if you don't have a runway and if you've not planned your runway, you're going to fall short. Very, very short.
Can I ask then, Dana, in terms of people that you're working with Mumpreneurs, and I know you've got lots of success stories as part of that community, are there any trends in terms of businesses or types of companies that have done really, really well? Just to give people some ideas.
The companies that have done really, really, really well, let me see. So I know one who, I think they were your guests as well. Can I say their name?
Yes, absolutely. Give them a shout out.
Yeah. It's Diane from Enyo. And when Mumpreneurs started, they were at the beginning. And they joined the networking events, and they done lots of things with us, and now they are going into schools. So it's the purpose that they are very passionate about using free chemical products. And they do anything about it to spread the word. And I use the products.
I do too. I used it just yesterday. I do, honestly. It's fantastic. And I think that's a really interesting example of someone who has the real passion and is tapping into something that other people care deeply about, and also being quite, one of the few, if not only in the region, to do it. You mentioned networking there. This is a word that strikes fear into many a heart. And I'm just wondering if you've got any advice, because you've got to put yourself out there. This is not the time to be shy or modest. Can you give any kind of non-cringy networking tips that you've picked up over the years, or things that you recognise or really admire in other people?
Oh, sure. So that's one of the things that you need to do. You need to call out the positives, in the opposite person when you're talking to them in a forum or just over a coffee, because that elevates their own, sense of self, and then they connect at a higher level as well. So the first step of networking is be not so confident about yourself. It'll come over the years or over the experience, but try to compliment the other person so that it eases things out. And then the sort of an icebreaker. Mm-hmm. The other thing you can really, really do is just keep a smile on your face, and just don't worry about, making the first hi or saying the first few words.
I think we also think about networking as being this, we are in a ballroom of a hotel. Everyone has their business card in their pocket. Everyone is more confident than me. And networking actually does take many forms. Sometimes it's through social media and sliding to someone's DMs and saying hi. Or sometimes it's going over to someone in a cafe and say, I see you've got this product. What do you think of it? This is what, It's like, it doesn't have to be this kind of very formulaic networking.
And there's a very stark difference between how men network and females network. Women are more emotional beings as mothers, and just being us. We want to be acknowledged by one another, and eye contact is one of the most important things. A smile with eye contact really goes a long way. I've seen that, just like what you and me are doing right now.
See, nailing it. To be honest with you, I actually find networking quite uncomfortable, but I think it's something you need to kind of push past, I think. And Dana, you mentioned there about having not necessarily confidence in yourself, but certainly confidence in your product and your service. And coming back to the event, as I said, it's taking place. You've got your boot camp over the next 3 days, and a number of people asking for details of that. So if you are looking for that, by all means, drop me a line. I can send you the link. When you're thinking about putting together these speakers, putting together these topics, who did you have in mind, thinking these are the people that need this, who are really going to benefit from this expertise?
Who are the people? Women, mothers who start their business, or they already have a business and they don't have a plan. The word is, someone said it, someone wise, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Mm-hmm. So this is what we are doing. And we are doing, you asked me earlier, what's the topics? We're going to start with the clients, because if there is no client, there is no business. And then we're going to talk about the value, what are you offering to the client? And then we're going to go one by one, what is it, with like a piece of puzzles. We're going to get them together, and we have speakers. We're going to experts in their field.
There are 9 topics. There are 9 topics, and they are mainly covered under the format of a business canvas. So imagining it in 9 blocks: cost and revenue structure, key activities, key partnerships, channels, key customer segments, and so on and so forth. So each of this has a pivotal role to play. Another thing, Helen, it's not only for people who are thinking about starting a business, but someone who wants to plan better for 2023. Mm-hmm. Right now is the time. Mm-hmm. Right now is the time. You might have just evaluated and closed your books, or thinking of closing your books in the next few weeks. This summit, and this bootcamp is going to help you plan better for next year.
We've seen record numbers of business licenses being issued over the last couple of years. And I think, the pandemic has in some ways forced people's hands and said, you know what, you've lost an income in the family now, or you need to earn more. And now is the time to perhaps mobilise on that idea you've had for years and wanted to. But let's be honest from the outset, there are some big questions you should ask yourself before starting a business in terms of the commitment you can give to it, the money you have behind it. What other questions do you feel like can be really valuable to evaluate if this is a path that's for you?
I think everybody has to evaluate if you're going to be okay if things don't work out in the next couple of months, 18 months. What are you going to do then? One of the biggest elements is the willingness to pivot. And I keep telling that to my shepreneurs every time, that if you hit a roadblock, just like COVID happened to all of us, right? If you do hit a roadblock, how are you going to pivot? What are you going to evolve into? There are opportunities, but if you block yourself too much, you're not going to be able to evolve.
I think the most important thing of this is seeing the people that have done it and are doing it, because I'm a firm believer that, if you can't be it, you can't see it. And the fact you're bringing together people who are so willing to share their expertise, their failures, their successes is really, really valuable. Donna, last question. What's the best way of getting in touch if people want to sign up for tickets and join you either virtually or in real life next week?
Yeah, social media is Instagram, Mumpreneurs_UAE. They can send me a message and I'll share with them the link to register and find
same
more
for
information.
us. It's herway_ME, or just hit up itsherway.com and you'll find all the information up front and center.
Donna, Emma, Armin, thank you so much. All the very best with the last push of organisation. It sounds like it's going to be such a valuable event to so many people. And if you get any other big success stories, send them my way. Would love to hear. And if you do want that link, send me a little message on 4001. I'd be very happy to share that, so you can indeed join next Tuesday. We're heading over now to get the latest on your roads with Poonam. It's Afternoons with me, Helen Farmer.
Dubai Eye 103.8 traffic.
With McDonald's.
Do watch out for an accident.